Joining Australian Boxing Central today is none other than Jeff Horn, former welterweight world champion, and obviously here for the announcement of the massive fight between yourself and Michael Zerafa. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
It's it's exciting time for us, obviously covering this fight. A huge announcement today, fighting in Bendigo. Tell us a bit about fighting away from Brisbane. Are you excited to come down to the regional city of Bendigo?
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I didn't realise how big Bendigo is. It's quite a big place. There's over 100,000 people that live here, so it's great fighting in Brisbane. I love fighting at home, but sometimes it's good to travel as well. And this is what I'm doing. I'm travelling to Bendigo to have this massive fight, and it should be a very, very entertaining fight.
Definitely, and we had a chat with Michael Zerafa earlier, and he sort of touched on the fact that he's obviously super excited to fight you and really wants to prove himself at this level. Tell me a bit about what you know about Michael and I guess the challenges you think he'll present on fight night.
Look, I know Michael is he's a fighter that wants to win. Every fighter wants to win, but Michael has got that competitiveness, I think, in him as well, that he hates losing. So he's coming to definitely take this fight up to me, and he thinks he's going to win, which is great, which means it's going to be even a harder fight for me. But I believe I have the skills, which he doesn't believe I have the skills at all to beat him. But we will soon find out.
And you're moving up to middleweight, and we know you fought there last start against Anthony Mundine. We heard Michael say that he feels as though he's going to provide a much sterner challenge, being a lot younger than Anthony, and obviously sort of in the peak of his career. Is there any concerns with the jump up in weight? I guess obviously being used to the welterweight division.
Look, the jump up in weight is a risk, but it's a risk I feel like I've got to take if I want to etch myself into the history books with becoming a multiple world champion. And I need to be able to take fighters like Michael Zerafa down if I can get another world title at possibly at middleweight. There's some massive names at middleweight, and Michael is I hate saying it to him, but he is a means to get to somewhere. I'm not looking past him though. I know how difficult it's going to be, and I guess I'll soon find out on August 31st.
I think stylistically the Australian boxing fans are really excited about this fight. We obviously know what you're going to bring, Jeff. You're going to come forward, you're going to put a lot of pressure on, and you're going to be very tough and aggressive. And Michael's a very neat, slick boxer who I'd imagine would sort of try and have you sort of walk onto a few shots, that sort of thing, which I think is going to pose a great stylistic matchup. How do you feel as though you're going to exploit any weaknesses in Michael's game?
Look, Michael thinks I can't really box, which is a good sign for me because I can box, but we'll see what happens on the night, because he's going to probably be the one throwing a lot of punches at me and coming forward. But if it works out and I feel like that's working against him, that's what I'll do. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm going to do till I get in there. And if things are working, things are aggravating him, things are working for me in there, that's how the fight's going to play out.
And we spoke about just before the desire to sort of get back to world title level and bring back a world title to Australia. I guess talking about Michael, as I know the taboo word in boxing is stepping stone, is there any sort of risk associated with sort of looking past Michael? And I know you're definitely taking him seriously, but this is a huge fight for him in his career, and you're sort of thinking about bigger and better things.
It is a massive risk, and he's said that already, that I don't want to look past him, and I'm not. And I know he's a tough fighter. I do want the bigger fights than this. I do want to fight on that world stage again. That's all I'm saying, is I want to fight on that world stage again, and to do that I need to take care of a guy like Michael Zerafa. He is a great fighter. He's fought world-class guys before, but I think he shouldn't be in my class. I should be able to get rid of him comfortably to then move on to the other big middleweights in the division.
We heard yourself, we heard Michael, and obviously both trainers in Sam Labruna and also Glenn Rushton. You've all said that you think this fight won't go the distance.
I didn't say that. Nah, everyone said that the fight's not going to go the distance. I don't like saying it's not going to. I just let the fight play out. I don't put any pressure on myself to get a knockout. But fair enough to them. They think that they're going to stop me or make it very, very difficult for them. That's for sure. And I'll be coming with a lot of power on that night.
It's a fight that we're all looking forward to, and we spoke to the other guys and touched on the fact that Aussie boxing is really hot right now. There's a few divisions that are really sort of lit up with exciting talent and great matchups. We've got a fight a couple of weeks before yourself and Michael face off here in Bendigo between Tim Zhu and Dwight Ritchie up in Sydney.
Yep.
You obviously saw Tim Zhu fight against Joel Camilleri, now a teammate of yours. Is that a fight that you're interested in watching? And is there any sort of perhaps if that fight either winner, is there any opportunity for you to maybe face one of those guys if the opportunity presents?
Yeah, look, Aussie boxing at the moment is so hot right now. It's the best are fighting the best, and that's what we want to see. That's what the Australian public want to see. We don't want to see guys calling in opponents that they know they're going to beat. This makes it interesting that there's two guys really good at what they do, and they're coming together, and no one knows really what's going to happen. They say they're going to win. We say we're going to win. What's going to happen? I think I'm going to win.
And that's what that great question mark when you got a big fight between yourself and Michael and other big fights in Aussie boxing. That's what I think makes the event so spectacular and something people really want to see. And obviously, main event pay-per-view, so everyone needs to tune in.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to see an entertaining fight, I'm sure the night's going to be super entertaining. I'm not exactly sure what the undercard's going to be, but I'm sure we're going to put on some great fights. And me and Michael Zerafa are going to top it all.
Well, everyone looks forward to it, Jeff. It's been a pleasure chatting with you today. And August 31st, the whole of Australia will be watching you versus Michael Zerafa. Huge contest, and something we're all looking forward to. So until then, we'll wait with anticipation. But it was great catching up with you today.
Thanks, guys. Tune in to Main Event. Make sure you watch it.